When I speak with groups about women of the wall, one of the most common responses I receive is, but the Torah says that women are forbidden from performing mitzvot like tefillin and talit. Is that actually so? Let's take a look. There is a famous halachic principle that appears in the Talmud, Tractate Kiddushim. Any positive, time-bound commandment, men are obligated and women are exempt. Any positive commandment that is not time-bound, both men and women are obligated. Time-bound commandments are those dependent on a specific time of the day or the year. Only a few of the 613 mitzvot fall under this category, such as tzitzit, tefillin, reciting the Shema, hearing the shofar on Rosh Hashanah, sitting in the sukkah and shaking the lulav on Sukkot, and counting the days of the Omer. The exemption is not a prohibition against women fulfilling these mitzvot, rather a pass should they choose not to. Scholars such as the Tosfot Rid, Ritva, and Abud Avraham explain that the reason for this exemption is that women's time is not fully their own. Traditionally, women were responsible for childcare and the household duties, leaving them little time to fulfill commandments. Exempting women from mitzvot that require action at a specific time or moment allowed women to prioritize their primary role as housekeepers. Sefer HaChinuch explains that the exemption was intended to enable women to fulfill their daily duties, which are not time-dependent. It emphasizes that the exemption is due to the nature of the mitzvot and not an implication that women are inferior. Maimonides in Mishneh Torah explains that women are exempt from tefillin because it is a time-bound commandment, but adds that women may choose to perform these commandments if it is considered appropriate for the norms of the time. The Shulchan Aruch rules that women are exempt from tzitzit and tefillin, but adds that women are not violating the halacha by performing these commandments. The Aderet discusses that women fulfill time-bound mitzvot demonstrate an act of enhancement, hidur mitzvah, though this does not alter their fundamental exemption. Rabbi Moshe Feinstein ruled that the limitations on women are not because women are inferior, but because of a halachic reasoning. He encouraged an inclusive approach towards women wishing to perform these commandments. Where the halachic authorities are divided is whether women who perform these commandments that they are exempt from, should they recite a blessing. Maimonides holds that a woman may not recite a blessing for the commandments she is exempt from, as doing so, she would constitute a blessing in vain. Rabbeinu Tam, on the other hand, supports women reciting the blessing, as the prohibition of blessing in vain is rabbinic and not Torah-based. Today, Sephardic communities typically refrain from women reciting blessings on mitzvot they are not obligated to, while in most Ashkenazic communities, women do recite the blessing. In recent decades, especially within the pluralistic and liberal streams of Judaism, many women have chosen to participate actively in these commandments. The exemption from time-bound positive commandments reflects a halachic approach suited to a specific historical context. This perspective allows for dynamism in line with changing times and circumstances while preserving the core value of Jewish law.